Hey Warriors, it's me, Jess. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. I'm so excited. I'm getting to interview a wonderful woman of God. Her name is Tahira. She's a Christian woman author, and she has some fun tips and things like that she's going to share with you guys and talk a little bit more about her book. So just hang out and join us and see if you can learn something. If not, maybe share something, right? All right. Thank you guys. Tahira Neckles is an author, writer, and book consultant at Tahira Gift Consulting LLC. Tahira is on a mission to help aspiring authors of faith write and self publish their book and make an impact and income while doing so. Tahira! Hey, thank you for joining us. I'm so excited that you are here today.
Of course, so grateful to be here. Thank you, Jess, for everything that you do with Warrior Women of Christ, and just so grateful to be here.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I am so excited. I am honored to be able to, follow you and learn so much from you. And I just feel that I want other people here to get an opportunity to know you as well. So
Okay.
if you don't mind, just kind of share a little bit more about yourself, like where you from, what you got going on, so we can kind of,
Okay.
you know.
Yes, of course. So I am Tahira Nichols, and I am currently residing in the Bay Area, California, and Northern California. And I am an author, a writer, and a book consultant. And I have been an author, self-published author, for 6 years now. I actually started off with writing children's books. And then I went on to do non-fiction books. And right now I'm really in the genre of nonfiction and going into a series of devotionals for women. And so that's what God has given me the vision to do. So not only am I an author, but now I am helping other inspiring authors who want to self-publish to learn the steps that they can do the same. And so, and also I am a mom. I have two beautiful children, which is God's blessing to me, my daughter and my son. And just super grateful for the opportunity now to use my gifts to also help others.
Oh, look at you. That is awesome. Y'all, she's so dope. Y'all better know her now. Okay. That
Thank
is so
you.
awesome. You're welcome. That is awesome. So, what made you decide to write a children's book?
Yes. So actually, my daughter started to struggle with reading. And when she was around like 7 years old, they tried to, even give her a diagnosis. And I wanted to encourage her to learn to love to read. And so actually, my first children's book was not only dedicated to my daughter, her name is Vivian, so it's like Vivi the Butterfly Fairy, but it also was a way to encourage her to learn to read. And then when I did one for my daughter, then it was like, well, I got to do one for my son. So then I made Joe the Ox, which was short for Josiah. So, but in that, the good news is not only did my daughter get a tutor, not only did my daughter learn to read and catch up, but now my daughter is not only an avid reader, but my daughter can literally read like a 400-page book in 2 days. So she loves to read. She had no diagnosis, which means that, you know what? A lot of times people don't see the gifting that your children have. You just have to, be able to not give up and redirect it. And now my daughter is doing very well. She's an A student. And I do take it back to that time when she was 7, and I decided to take initiative with her learning. And now she is about to be 13, and she loves to read. So yeah.
Man, that is beautiful. God must have. I feel like so many times, when we think about writing a book or even just the whole process and everything, I think we take it to like the extreme and God put something inside of you where you saw a need for your child. And how amazing was that to be able to bless your child as well and show her, listen, and you can also become an author too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
yes,
like turn
definitely.
something into like something that you thought you were just helping your child to do, and it turns out to be a part of your mission, a part of what God has
Yes,
ordained you to do.
yes.
I thank you for that testimony. That's going to bless so many people. It's blessing me right now, at this very moment. So that is awesome. And you know what's funny? Actually, the opposite for me. So I always wanted to be an author, right? That
Oh, okay.
right, I've always wanted to be an author. I always wanted to write. It was a part of me that wanted to do it, but I felt incompetent at times because English was just not my thing, right? And
Okay.
what inspired me to actually finish my first manuscript, I have not published it, but what inspired me to finish it was my oldest daughter. She's not the oldest child, but she's my oldest daughter. She actually became a published author when she was 5.
Awesome.
She
What?
became a published.
Awesome.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So
Awesome.
when she did that, it ignited something inside of me, and she was just so
Okay.
encouraging. So it was like the reverse. So how you're helping your
Oh,
daughter read, my daughter helped me. Like, girl, you better get yourself together and write that book. You know.
that's wonderful.
So I love, children. I promise they have a way of pulling some stuff.
Yes, they do. And Imma use that as young as 5. I've heard of,
Yes,
like, 7-year-olds, but 5
five.
publishing? Oh, wow.
Published. I mean, words
Now
spelled
I
all
know.
wrong, but baby, she wrote that book and she was proud of it. You can't tell her nothing else.
Oh,
She loved
good.
it. And she even drew, her own illustrations. So
Wow, that's awesome.
yeah, so I love it. I love children. I just love, I
Me
just love
too.
learning new people's testimonies and stories.
Yes.
So when you moved over from that genre to the nonfiction, can
Uh-huh.
you kind of tell me where was your mindset even at that point? Like now, okay, you've helped your daughter and then your son's like, I gotta write one for my son. Now we get to this nonfiction. Where were you at when you began to go over to that place?
Yeah, thank you for asking. Actually, I was like you where I kind of always wanted to be an author. And so even though I initially started off with the children's book to inspire my own children to learn to read, I really wanted to write a nonfiction book. And I had tried the traditional route before, and in 2010 that didn't work out. And so then I stayed really stuck for years, like afraid to write. But I had got into a group, a leadership group that kind of encouraged me to like go for my dreams, and they had asked me, they said, what is one thing that your heart truly desires? And I said, I really want to write. At the time, it was a gift book, an inspirational book. And I had been writing for years, like in my journal, and I had all these people I would share like secretly, like with family and friends, and they would always tell me, that is so good. You should publish that. And so I had, shared this with my leadership team, and they challenged me. They challenged me. They said, in 90 days, you're going to write your book. And they said they were going to support me. They want to stand behind me. So because I had this community of people and they were like holding me like, no, you're going to write that book. I was able to get out this, it was just an inspirational gift book, 100 pages, but it was just all of this like positivity and where I just really wanted to, encourage people. And so that was my first nonfiction book, but really was about just having the courage to finally get my dream out. Like I just wanted to just get something out there that was, like, because I didn't really promote my children's books, like threw it on Kindle. I wanted something that I could be like, hold it up like proud, like this is my book. And so that was my first like reasoning, because I just really always desired being an author, and I just needed the courage and the push
Yeah.
to actually get it to market.
I love that. And you mentioned how you were just stuck in a place for a while. How did you
Right.
go? I mean, I know you have that accountability and all that stuff, but how would you encourage other people that may be stuck? Because I'm in a stuck place right now. So for
Mm.
me, so I'm doing these videos because it's like, okay, you guys are learning, but I'm on a journey too, right? I'm on a journey. So tell me, how would you encourage others who may be stuck and who may not have that community that you had, right?
Well, that is so good. I think that what we're doing now, if they're coming across this video and they're encouraged by, you or my story, and they're following along, and they're, even if you don't have community, but you create, we are kind of your virtual community where you can find someone who's done what you want to do, a mentor, someone who can encourage you. Definitely important to get around someone who believes in you. Because if you're around a lot of naysayers or people that's going to put in doubt, that's not going to help your, you're already feeling stuck. So you definitely got to get around those cheerleaders, those people who have done it, those people who can see in you the potential that God has put in you. And I believe that, like in the Bible, how it says you only need a mustard seed of faith. Like, I truly believe that that's what you need to be an author. The fact that you have a mustard seed of a thought or desire that you want to be an author, you have to allow that to grow. You got to allow God to help you to grow it up into a full tree. And then sometimes it takes others that can really help you to spring forth and encourage you. And so that's what I would recommend. Keep doing what they're doing. Keep seeking positive people in their lives. Keep watching and showing up to these type of platforms like Warrior, Women in Christ, and build that. If you don't have it, physically, build it virtually.
Yes, that's awesome. That's some great advice. That is, because that is, I think, what a lot of us are doing now. We are able to create our own virtual communities.
You
'Cause
have to now
everything is
that,
just so
yes,
right. Everything's so crazy right now to just be able to connect with so many wonderful women that's going to love you through it and support you through it. I just really appreciate that. I love it. And keep us accountable, right?
yes.
I tell you, my friends, like, girl, where's that book? I'm like, listen, honey, listen, Linda, listen, the manuscript is done. I got the editor on deck.
That's
It's just
good.
my fate, like my headspace is just, pray for me,
You
pray for me.
you
Okay,
already there. You're there.
right?
You're gonna do it. You're gonna
Pray
do
for
it.
me, right? I'm
Keep
gonna do it. I'm
going.
gonna do it, right? And
Yeah.
it's so funny. Like I'm sitting on even kids' books I've written with my kids. Like I
Wow.
just need to just, okay, here, hand it over, right? So.
Yeah.
But that's amazing. So tell us a little bit about I noticed that you did a lot of different interviews on your page, on your Instagram page, but you also have so many blogs with so much information, like so much information.
Yeah, thank
I don't
you.
even know how you have time to write all of this stuff, right? Like you are a mom, you're a busy, like you have so much. I don't know how you have time, but your blogs are
Yes.
just so full of nuggets and just tips on how to really like hear from God, to be able to do what it is that He's called you to do. How do you make time? How do you schedule? Like how's your time management to even put this
Okay.
stuff out there, you know?
Well, thank you for saying that. I first want to say that I love writing. Like, if I could do the blogging like as a long-term career, I enjoy it so much. So for me, it's almost like it started off like years ago as a passion project, like just something that I would just kind of tinkle with, never really thought anybody would read, it. And as I started to really want to help women and started really saying, "Hey, I actually know a lot about writing a book. I can help somebody."
Right.
I was able to like put two and two together and create, this blog. And also, I wanted to give everything back to the Lord who gave me the gift. So I had to talk about, how good God is. And so I was able to kind of put my faith and also all of the experience that I had, and I put it together. And I actually started now helping other women who want to write a book, as well as who want to have a deeper relationship with Christ. I mean, because ultimately that is the point of my blog as well. Um, as far as interviewing the women, God actually gave me that idea to do that, and I was just like being obedient because I was like, I know there's a lot of other women in this community that have brilliant ideas and have self-published and did things, that I want this to be a community, not just about me, kind of like what you do. Like, I want it to be a space where people know that they're going to be supported. And as far as time management, to be honest, just to let you know, I'm not just an author, I'm also a teacher. So I do a lot of my writing during breaks. I'll be honest. I will bulk create things when I have time off. So, like, the wonderful thing about being in the teaching career, you have like, what's coming up, Thanksgiving break, you
Right.
have Christmas break, and then I get a long summer break. And so I do a lot of writing in the summer. And then the days that I'm really, really busy, I kind of repurpose my content. Or, like, for instance, these interviews that I did. I will just make those into blogs and then link people back because it's great content and you never know when people are going to discover you. So I'm not doing as much writing all the time. So that kind of helps with my scheduling. And it may seem like I am, but a lot of times I'm writing and then I'm just pushing it out, like pre-scheduling it. So yeah, it's not me every week.
I'm like, girl, find you
Even though I do love writing and I wish
Yes.
that was the case, but like you said, I'm a mom, I also,
Yes.
teach and I do other things. But it really is for me. I think it just comes so naturally because I literally can wake up at if God wakes me up at like 12 midnight and I'll just be kind of in a zone and it just I look up and next thing you know I have a blog. I mean, of course you got to edit it and find the
Yeah.
photos and try to I have an outline and things like that. But because I think I love it, it's not hard for me. It's like it's now if somebody told me, okay, now you got to go out there, you got to be an engineer, I would be struggling because my mind don't work that way.
Right.
So, but this really does, it kind of just comes naturally.
Yeah.
It is a part of my gifting, hence my name, Tahira Gift.
Yes.
It is something that God gave me. I've always excelled with English. And I love it. I truly love it.
Yeah, awesome. See, you are awesome. See, I feel like teachers make the best authors. Okay, you are like literally the third teacher. I
Oh,
want to say
really?
the third teacher that I've interviewed. That was an author. My
Okay.
very first interview was of a teacher. I think the
Yes.
one before you, prior to you, was a teacher as well. Yep, Jen was a teacher.
Yes.
She's a teacher. So I'm loving the teachers.
I
Come
think it's
on,
because
teachers.
we learn how to be structured. And
Yes,
so,
yes,
or the way that our minds work, it's easy to outline a book because we're so used to doing lesson plans and structuring
yes,
our day. And so it's nothing to just like structure a book. It's like a lesson plan. It's like it's
yes,
curriculum.
yes.
Depending on how you write, but you still, I think that the skill development is easier for a lot of times. We're already doing it. So people are like, well, you should just write a book.
That is all. That's so true. And you know what's so funny though? I was just telling my husband not too long ago, like I can write. If you were to tell me that you needed something written about whatever, I can definitely write it
Mhm.
for you and be done. Right? I can get it
Yeah.
done, knock it out. I can create you a timeline, a schedule block. I can do all of this. But when it comes to myself, I'm not gonna
Mm,
lie. I'm like, okay, now wait, what? Like I don't know. I think because I'm so close to it. I think I'm too
yes,
close. I'm too
that's
close,
true.
and my mind is like, what's wrong with what I have? Like, I can't see anything other than this. So
Yeah.
I do appreciate having friends, like that are, organized that can, because that's who I call, even with the previous women's meeting that we just had at the faith conference, right? The faith
Uh-huh.
gathering. I reached out
Wonderful.
to,
Yes.
thank you. I reached out to one of my girlfriends and I was like, look, I need help. And she's like, okay, you have it. You just need to organize it. But I
Yes.
think I was so involved in it that I'm like, okay, I'm everywhere. So this is a huge blessing and a help because I know I'm not the only one that can do stuff. I can knock this stuff out for anybody else, but when it comes to me, honey, I'm a hot mess. So I
Yes. It's actually
appreciate it.
it's because it's your baby and it's your heart
Yes,
and you really care and you want it to be done in a way that is excellent, which I do believe your conference was
yes.
excellent for Faith
Thank
Time.
you
Because I
so
wouldn't have known
much.
if you hadn't told me it was so
Thank
organized, so
you.
well
Thank
done.
you.
But I also think when it comes to writing a book,
Yes,
sometimes like I struggle with that too. God has to really encourage you to tell you, no, you're the best woman to write your story. You're
yes,
the best woman for the job. And you need to sometimes come behind, get behind the scenes. It's hard for us, because it's like, I don't want to be out there, but your story can only be told through you and your voice. And it matters that you say it. And so it took me a while, but once I realized that I was on divine assignment and that
mm,
God really needed me to step up for his glory, not for me. You can still be humble and be like, I didn't
yes,
want to do this. This
yes,
is totally God. But God is like, I want to use you. Would you
yes,
not allow me to use you? And that was the courage that I needed. And then slowly, through His Word, it built my confidence to know it's okay to shine. It's
yes,
okay to be in the light. It's okay to be able to, because I understand, like, especially if you're a giver, you want to
yes,
take care of everyone else. Like, I identify with that. Like, you were like, I could write everybody else stuff, everybody time. Like, that was me. I was like, I could serve, serve, serve. But then God was like, I put in you something that you ain't using. And
Yes.
so it takes time, but when you get to that place of like the reason why I serve is because I want to give God glory.
Amen. Yes, that's it right there.
So
You just gave a whole word, girl. Come on, we done. That's it. All right, y'all. See y'all. No. That was a whole word. You better come
but I
on.
identify. No, I really do.
Yes,
I identify with your servant heart and not wanting to step in front. But it's like, but God needs your voice. He needs you to be it only the way that you can do it. So
man.
that's what I would encourage even other women who are
Yes.
feeling that.
Yes. See, y'all better listen. Y'all better take this word, receive it, receive it, catch it, somebody. Catch it, okay? That is it right there. I appreciate that because, boy, I tell you, this has been a journey for so
Yeah.
many people. And I've been so blessed to witness so many authors and to watch their journeys. Like, I'm watching everybody and I'm like, God, yes. Like, everything is just so amazing in this community of so many people that I've been witnessed to see through Instagram, through Facebook, through just different
Wow.
outlets. And
Mhm.
I've met so many powerful women, and to hear everybody's stories and just to see where they were in their mind, like, I've met so many people that have been broken when they're writing. I've met people that's been healed, writing from a healed place,
Oh,
right?
yes.
I've met so many people that just wrote from obedience. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
but to see, right? But to see the journeys, it's just like anybody can do it. And I don't ever want anybody to feel that they are incompetent or that they cannot write. There's always some God put a story in you for a reason, right?
Yeah,
Like your
absolutely.
life, your life can bless so many other people. And that's why I really encourage
Absolutely.
people to even share their testimonies, because that's beginning that healing process. That's
Yes.
that part, when we had those Warrior Wednesdays, like
Oh,
this,
yes.
right? Like here, when you share your testimony, this is helping you. When you tell me that you can't write, but you just wrote this whole piece on sharing your testimony and you just help somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You
Yes.
allow God to use you and you're healing in this process, or you've overcome so that you can help the next person. So I feel like these are exercises that we all can do to just
Absolutely.
remind ourselves, like, you know what, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate women like you and just so many other women.
You.
Now let's get to this book, the 6-step blueprints. Okay,
Yay.
y'all, she gonna teach us like how to write a book in 30 days for faith-based authors. Like how? How, right? You don't give us all the sauce now. Don't give us all of it. Just,
Will, I lead with generosity.
yes.
And one thing that God told me to do, because you can never outgive God. So I'm gonna
No,
tell you
right?
guys right now how to write a book really, really quickly. And it's kind of like to go back to what you were saying, how a lot of people think that they have to be a good writer. But
Yes.
actually, with modern technology, you really don't even have to write.
Yes.
So, you know how we're interviewing right now and we're on video? You literally can record yourself on video and have someone, maybe a best friend, maybe, if you have a writing coach, a consultant like myself, to ask you questions, share your testimony via video. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take that video and have it transcribed. A lot of software will do it for you. People do it too, but you can literally get software and you will be amazed how quickly you will have content where you did not write it, and then you have editors. So if you don't mind paying somebody to edit it, yes, you will follow like an outline and you'll know exactly what your story is going to be about. So if you want to do, for instance, a personal testimony story, then yes, you're going to know maybe it's about, when I overcame this health challenge. I know that maybe the doctor told me that I would never have this. And then I was able to, through God's grace, I have my miracle baby or whatever. Tell whatever your story is. So you're definitely going to have some outlines. You're going to have some encouraging words. You're going to have something that not only did you learn from, what you would advise maybe someone else who's going through that story. So you get like certain questions and you literally can put it into a chapter step by step, and then you have a book. And people think that it's got to be hard, but no, as long as I always say quality over quantity. And
Mm,
if you can give people a solution, to their problem. If you can give them something, it doesn't have to be this, 200 word, book. And so that's really like a quick tip. If you can get comfortable with using technology, you ain't got to be up there on the struggle bus writing and writing and thinking that, that's where writer's block come in. Now, if you love writing like me, it's nothing wrong with the pen and paper, there's nothing wrong with the journaling, nothing wrong with the typing, but that is literally the quickest way
Yeah.
that you can get your book done is to video record yourself and have it transcribed. Or some people like to also say, recorded by voice, so you can talk it in, dictation. There's so many people. I don't know if you've ever heard of. It's so many people. There's famous people that write books like they have 40, 80 books, and people they're not writing.
Right.
The
Right.
research, the reason why they're popping out all these books is because either they have a ghostwriter, someone who writes it for them, or especially these celebrities, they literally just get people to interview them, like you're interviewing me, about their life, and they have people structure it, write it, pull it out, and then ask them. Of course, they have to have permission to use whatever it is. And people who like me, I'm really good at pulling in, and that's one of my gifting that God gave me. Like I kind of was like, no, 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 go back to that. That was good. Expand on that. That right there, that can help someone. And I know how to help expand for people who don't know how to do an outline. And so that's really honestly the quickest way. I'm gonna tell people. So don't be afraid if you're not a writer. There's ways to still write a book.
That's awesome. That's a great tip. I'm telling you, that is one of the things that I use so that I can finish my manuscript. I did
Oh
end it.
yeah. So you
Yes,
know.
I did. So when I say she's not lying, I wrote that manuscript. No, it's a hot mess. I mean, it's being worked on now, but I wrote that book in 7 days, and the majority of
Wow.
my
See?
book,
See?
right, in
Mhm.
7 days. So the majority of my book I literally spent doing talk to text, right?
Mhm.
So
Yes. Love
that is
it.
a lot, right? So for me, I believe had I used my time wisely, I think I poured so much. I went through so much deliverance and healing while I was writing that book.
Mhm.
That I would once I was done, I was physically drained. Like I couldn't do nothing else. Like I was just
Really? Oh.
physically drained.
Mm.
That process itself was a lot, but I will tell you it's a lot. I became I felt like I became like a new person, right? So
Yes.
now
Wow.
that I got all of that out, it was a matter of okay, now what stories are we gonna tell right now? Because we can't
Right.
tell all these stories right now. All of this it's too much. Okay, this too much. This is a whole drama series. So it was
Hey,
the
people
right.
love series. They love
Yes.
it.
So it was now it's like the matter of picking which ones, but
Mm.
to know that process, if you are a talker like somebody like me,
Me too.
you can right, like you can talk. That's so easy and it's
Hmm.
natural
Yes.
because even though I write, I speak faster than I write, right?
Exactly.
So for me, it was just easier to even go back and kind of review what I've said, or what I wrote because my mind is moving so fast.
Yes.
So I appreciate that. That is a huge tip and help. I know for me, I use my Google talk to text or
Yes.
talk to
Yes.
speech, or I would use you can do it on Microsoft Word for those who don't want to get Grammarly or anything like that,
Hmm.
right? But that's definitely something that I used, and I think I do pay for a software to transcribe videos into books and journals, but I haven't done that yet. I'm paying all this money, child. A hot mess. A hot mess. But no, I appreciate this is really good. It's really good tips. And I appreciate that, you give back, but you're also doing things unto the Lord. And this
Yes.
book was not free to create. So we don't want to just give all the time. We do want to support you.
Thank you.
It is good. It's okay to be blessed and still your book. It's okay.
Yes.
So I do love supporting authors because I know
Thank
it's not
you.
easy. It takes time. That's the most precious gift you can give somebody is your time.
Mm.
Um, even here talking to me is a gift that you're giving because you don't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? To help so many other people. Um, and I just appreciate, and you guys, she gives away tips on Tuesdays. So you guys want to learn even
Yes.
more, just buy the book or also check her, follow her out. She gives these tips on Tuesdays. And I just really appreciate everything because you're just a blessing. So,
Thank
if you have
you.
anything that you want to leave, any final thoughts, or because I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but whatever else you want to leave people with, and then also just how they can follow you and purchase and support.
Thank you. And no, I love being here. So I wanted to say too, kind of like back to something that you were saying about just how you felt when you were writing your book and how you really poured out. And because of that, it was a little draining. And I just wanted to say that honesty, that authenticity, that vulnerability, um, could also be something that you put in your book. And so, for anybody who may be watching this, I really encourage you to show up authentically as you are, the beautiful person that God had made you to be. And of course, don't share anything that you don't want to share. But even that, what you shared, Jess, that was like, that connected me to the point where I'm like, I want to read that. I want, what is it coming out? Because if it was that much juice bringing her grade, I need to read that. Like literally, that is what connects you. Your truth, your testimony, your vulnerability. That is what connects you to the reader. I would even say put it in your introduction.
Yeah.
Be honest about, that's what I did. I poured out in this book, The 6 Step Blueprint. And I told people, like, I literally, the Holy Spirit had me crying. And I was
Mm.
very like vulnerable to share my story because it was like a Holy Spirit takeover. I thought I was just writing 6 steps. You're gonna get way more. Yeah, you'll learn how to write a book, but you also want to get the truth of the process and the journey, kind of what we're talking about. So I just wanted to say that for anyone who wants to take this walk and this journey, be you, shine bright, and that really is enough. But yes, you can connect with me through Tahira Gift Consulting, and you can find me on all of my social media handles: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest with that same Tahir Gift Consulting. Also, my website, Tahir Gift Consulting, which is a blog, which will give you more tools and resources. And you can purchase my book there as well on my website. It's also available on Amazon, and it will also be available on for those who want to support other, Barnes and Noble, or wherever all books are sold. And so, but actually, and probably, no, I think today will be the last day. So it probably won't be, I did like a pre-order because my book actually officially launched next week. So I was getting ready to ship out and sign some author copies. And so I'm super excited about that. But yes, definitely you can continue to, like you said, I give out tips and things on my Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram, and hopefully in 2022 I will be expanding to YouTube. So I'll be on YouTube as well. I have my handle, but it ain't nothing on there. So we'll get it together. We'll get our life together on
Yes.
YouTube.
Go get it together on YouTube. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. It's such a blessing. You truly blessed me. If you can bless anybody, I know I was blessed today. Okay.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you. And thank you guys for joining us and taking
Thank
time out of
you.
your day to learn more about this whole author journey, how you can help yourself and help others. Please share if this has helped you. And don't forget to follow me too. Check me out on all my social media handles at Warrior Women IC. You can check
Yay.
me out on the website at warriorwomen.ic.com. And also, if you have a book and you're a female Christian author and would love to come on and talk about it and just give us some tips and tell us about your journey, I am here and open to that. And as well, for those that have testimonies or a Christian based business, just hit us up. All
Yay.
right, so my info is down below. And don't forget to follow us both. All right, peace and blessings, guys.
Thank you.